from a galaxy far, far away.
And a bookshelf straight out of the 90s.
From Thrawn to Dantooine.
And everything in between. This is Legends Look Back.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Legends Look Back, proudly part of the Utini Podcast Network. This is a Star Wars books podcast for people who like to mix all the drinks together at the soda machine, where we celebrate the Star Wars EU and expand your universe one episode at a time. I'm your host, Jared Mays, and I'm joined tonight by a slightly different cast of co-hosts. One of them you know and love, and the other you will learn to know and love unless you already know them and love them, in which case you're in for a treat, because first of all, we've got Emily Daybeck. How are you?
Hello, I'm doing well.
Doing well, except for kind of. She said that, last night you were up puking your guts out?
Listen. All right, so you want the real story. Yeah, so
she's lying to you right off the gate, listeners.
Yes, it might be a struggle to stay awake and alert. You might hear me yawning a lot because I was up sick all night, and my husband is out of
We'll edit those
town
out.
for work, and there's a lot of
you
drama.
sound high energy.
So I'm going to do my best to kind of keep up the energy, but I am struggling tonight. I'm not going to lie. I feel bad because we have a new guest on the
I'm glad
show
you're
for
here.
the first time.
That's right.
And he does not
That's
getting me
right.
at my best. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you know who did not bring the puke, but did bring the energy? You know him and love him from the Utini Baseball Show, Anthony Shulo.
Oh, thanks for having me, Jared. This is my first time on Legends Look Back, so thank you for inviting me right here next to the soda machine to talk up Star Wars with you guys. And I'm surprised you even let me on this show, given my recent Legends faux pas. I'm learning. I'm a very inexperienced legend consumer of Legends, so you definitely pulled the least experience from the pack. But
Nothing wrong with that.
there's not.
We did discover we had an affinity for one another at the UtiniCon. We hit it off, went to the baseball game, met you on your turf in that regard.
Yeah.
And I absolutely adored the Utini Baseball Show, listened to every single episode, and just lived for it every single week. So enjoyed that. Glad to have you here. But you are knowledgeable, though not as much about Legends, about tonight's topic, and that is
Lego. We are all here to talk Lego Star Wars, and I cannot be more excited for it. I think we all are.
Absolutely. But first, a little segment that we like to call, unless you don't like to call it that, but we're going to call it that anyway, Thraken's Thrift Store. Thraken's Thrift Store is a segment in which we like to show off and share the Legends collecting, the Star Wars collecting that we've been doing. I can see, based on the literally hundreds of Funko Pops behind Anthony, that he's quite the Star Wars collector. Can't wait to hear what he's got while you both run and grab your acquisitions. And by that I mean probably just Anthony, because Emily's a minimalist. I will share some really exciting news. Something huge came in the mail, and in fact, it's really, really gigantic. Bigger than I thought it would be. It's taking up a lot of shelf space. It's now a feature piece in my collection. You want to guess what it is, Emily?
Millennium Falcon?
No, I do have a Millennium Falcon Lego set that I can't wait to talk about tonight. No, here, I'll put it on.
We're not talking about Lego?
Well, we are, but we're not quite yet. Because I've got something I want to talk about.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
That's sick. Oh, my God.
yeah, I finally got my Darth Revan helmet. It's apparently extremely hard to podcast in that because
Who knew?
There's the helmet between my mouth and the microphone.
Oh, my goodness. That's so cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to have it. I've got a great Knights of the Old Republic collection in here. It's now like the centerpiece of that collection. The other thing I've thought about putting in that collection, I haven't pulled the trigger yet. I've thought about custom making my own Lego Ebon Hawk, which is the featured, the ship that you fly around in Knights of the Old Republic. I've thought about making it. I've looked at, fan-made plans online. Haven't pulled the trigger, though. One of these days, I'm gonna do it. But happy to have that. Came in the mail. Proud to have it. Anthony, how about you? Any new Star Wars collectibles on your end?
Quite a few, folks, but I'm going to highlight one for you. So last month, I had the cool opportunity to go to Fan Expo here in Chicago and got some great autographs. But Jared, this one's special for you because I think you're going to really going to appreciate this one.
Oh, good.
On the Red 5 helmet, I have Mr. Mark Hamill's autograph. And it is
No way.
a huge
beautiful piece. So had the opportunity to stand in front of Sir Mark Hamill, get that auto on the Red 5. X-Wing helmet piece of art right here.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Wow. Amazing. Hey, Emily, you know how Rick always tries to one-up me on the collecting
You got one
segment?
upped.
I did.
Pretty
I have
much.
like the coolest piece I've ever had for this segment. And Anthony one-upped me with a... I've actually been collecting those, the Black Series helmets lately, and
Yeah.
I've been trying the different Rebel pilot helmets for my Star Wars room. They go really great. I just got the Trapper Wolf helmet recently as well, but wow, that's a lot of helmets. Emily, I feel like you need to get a helmet.
I think I do too. I think that should be my new default Halloween costume. True story. I worked in a professional kitchen in college, and so I have like a chef's jacket, and that's usually like my default. Like if I don't know what to be for Halloween, I'll be like a
Because
chef,
you have the... Yes, chef.
basically.
Love it. Fantastic. The chef's hat. That's great. I was going to say... Oh, well, you said I used to work. Fun fact, I thought you were about to say that you used to work at a Spirit Halloween.
Oh no!
I don't know why. My brain went there, but...
No Spirit Halloween.
shout out
Worked
to,
at
Spirit
Dollywood and
Halloween.
I worked at a kitchen. That's like my favorite two things. But I do have a
you've
recent
got to get Spirit
acquisition.
Halloween on that
I
resume.
really should. I really
Do
should.
you? Okay.
I do.
All right.
I don't
what you
have
got?
it with me. I did take a picture, but I forgot to send it. So maybe I'll send it in the Discord later. But so my students are obsessed with Legos. I found like a massive tub of them, and they have been working like every day since the start of school. They're just always working on something, and then now they're starting to bring things in to add to the collection. It's really cute. So for my birthday, my father-in-law bought me like a little Mandalorian Lego set, which I thought was super cute. Well, I brought it to school thinking like, oh, I'll show my students, this will be fun. And then I had like a particularly rough day at work. And oh my gosh, like putting together that Lego set completely turned the day around. What is it about Lego that is so therapeutic? I don't understand.
There's just something about it.
Just step by
Your
step.
fingers on all the little bricks,
And it all
the little
fits.
nubbins.
And I kept waiting for me not to have the right pieces, and I never did. I always had the right pieces. It was so nice.
The level of trust there that you just don't really get many places.
I was like, I feel safe here, you know?
I actually had a set recently where I was missing a couple pieces.
No.
Oh man.
They eventually turned up. I don't know where they had just fallen, but it did take me like scouring my bin of old Legos from when I was a kid to try to find them, and I got like a blue piece that didn't quite match the gray, but
Yeah, close.
it worked. That's a great thing. I love that. It's such a heartwarming story, Emily. Now, what was your set? Is it the Razor Crest, the mini set? What do you call the miniatures?
I think so.
One of the tiny
it's
ones?
like the little ship, the little small one that has. I don't know the ship names.
You could do better than that.
I'm
Rick is
so
gonna
sorry.
eviscerate
That's
you
okay.
for this if you don't know the name of the
That's
ship.
okay. And it wasn't on the thing. I don't know. It wasn't.
It was
like,
the N1 fighter.
That's what it is. Is it the same shape as the one from episode 1? The Naboo
yeah, that
Starfighter
was the one.
with the pointy
Yeah.
tip? Yeah, there it is, the N1. We got there in the end,
There you go.
Anthony. We got there.
Please forgive me. I do not know all the names, but I did
No, we got
almost.
there.
So I
We got
saw
there.
the Millennium Falcon set at Costco for like $70, and I was really close to getting it, but I was like, I feel like that's kind of an advanced one to get for like a first set. I don't know.
My Falcon took me a week. Took me a full week.
Really?
Of every day after work, about 2 hours. Took me a week.
Wow.
Man,
No, I had my kids helping, and by helping I mean interfering
that's
wildly.
really what that is. Yes.
Quality time. Yeah.
So good. We're going to talk more Lego in just a moment. But first, just a few items here on the segment that we call Legends Lookout. If you're wanting to stay up to date on everything that's happening in the expanded universe lore, what is still happening in the world of Legends in the year of our Lord 2024, well, hey, we've got that news for you in Legends Lookout. Emily, lead us off.
Malik is back. Hasbro is re-releasing some popular 6-inch Black Series figures, including Darth Malik. For the low price of $24.99, this can also be yours. It is scheduled to arrive in May 2025. So we got a little ways to wait, but it'll get there.
Yeah, I found pre-orders for this on GameStop and Big Bad Toy Store myself personally. Perhaps Hasbro's website, I can't remember. This was up with Bastila maybe a year or two ago, and I missed it. Missed the pre-order, which is a shame because I've got a great Knights of the Old Republic collection. Was bummed to miss it, but I'm so happy that this is back. Actually, need to make a note to myself to pre-order this. And by that I mean I probably already did, so now I have two. One would be Malik and Alec. See what I did there?
I like it.
But he's not the only one. There's another popular Legends figure that's in that lineup of the re-releases. There's a Darth Nihilus figure that's also in the Legends Black Series 6-inch re-releases for that same price as well. So if you want to pick up a Legends Z Sith Lord, got a couple to choose from there. Anthony, there's also something exciting in the world of video games. What do we have?
There sure is. Limited Run, they're actually a leading publisher and distributor of kind of old, rare video games, and they're bringing back an oldie but a goodie. And that is the Star Wars video game Bounty Hunter, which I'm sure most of you are familiar with. It was recently actually received a remaster back August 1st for PC, Xbox, PS5, and the Switch. And now it's receiving a physical edition as well. Pre-orders for that actually are already open, and they close on October 6th. Now, what they're doing is they're doing a digital edition for $19.99. They have a physical edition for the console of choice, for your console of choice, at $34.99, which I actually pre-ordered myself a couple days ago, so I'm excited for that. And I had to really stop myself from ordering that Master Edition. It came in a nice box.
Yeah.
And here's what it includes. It's pretty impressive. It includes double-sided poster, lithographs, steelbook, an enamel pin, hardcover game guide, the journal, tracking stickers, a Mythosaur skull, which looked awesome.
Love it.
Commemorative
Yeah.
coin, and of course a certificate of authenticity. So definitely go to Limited Run and check that out and pick that up if you can.
Oh my goodness.
I've got an embarrassing number of these. A few years ago, they had a sale that was like, surprise, we've got some of these lying around and we're trying to liquidate them. And so I bought every Star Wars title they had available at the time. I spent hundreds of dollars, and I pull them down. I do pull them down quite often, and I go through them, and I'll feature different pieces from them on display in my Star Wars room here. But yeah, I've got all the Dark Forces, the Jedi Knight games, Republic Commando, Knights of the Old Republic. I've passed on a couple over the years, and they keep me up at night. I really do. I passed on the Force Unleashed, and sometimes I just lay awake with my eyes wide open, and I can't believe myself. But there's actually, in the world of the Force Unleashed, we just got a Star Killer Funko Pop from the Force Unleashed 2, wielding, dual wielding lightsabers, one in each hand, one in each arm is what I almost said. That's weird. It's a Star Killer Funko Pop also coming out soon. I don't have all those details. Forgot to put it in the show notes, but be on the lookout for that. Do your little Google if you are interested. We've got some more fun Legends news here. Emily, what's up next?
So we have a very bizarre Gentle Giant statuette on the way from Diamond Toys. If you know how to pronounce this, let me know. It's Jess Gistang Premier Collection.
Yeah, this is one of the weirdest things they could possibly do.
I've never heard of this. It's a 1:7 scale statue, a female stormtrooper from the Legacy Comics. It is estimated to arrive in July for the low price of $199.
That's a lot.
Wondering if they will liquidate any of these in a couple of years, Jared.
I could see it. Now, I did have to do a Google search after this news hit my feed. I was like, what? Who is this? I love the Legacy Comics, and even I had forgotten the name of this character. However, upon further review, she is a pretty prominent character in the series. There's a little squadron of, Darth Krait's, Imperial stormtroopers, and they're cool. They're great characters, and so I'm sure there's somebody out there, must be a good contingency of fans who do love this character and are excited for this, though perhaps a little bit under the radar for us here on Legends Look Back. You know who's not under the radar? One of the absolute GOATs in the history of the galaxy far, far away. On a somber note, as we close out Legends Look Out, we need to pour one out, have a moment of silence as we mourn the loss of the late, great voice of Darth Vader, James Earl Jones, who died Monday, September 9th at the age of 93. Truly one of the greatest performers ever to be in Star Wars, perhaps to ever exist. I mean, such a monumental, historic career.
True.
So rest in peace, and thank you from us at Legends Look Back for making Star Wars great and memorable. Guys, how great is James Earl Jones?
He's a legend.
I mean, yeah, you don't really get better than James Earl Jones. I mean, when he is the voice behind one of if not the biggest moment in film history, that's a pretty big deal.
Oh, I know. I got to see Return of the Jedi in concert on Friday night at the amphitheater here in town. The full orchestra performance while the movie is playing. It was a transcendent experience. and I was overcome by what a great performance. As he's, spoiler alert for Return of the Jedi, as he's dying and says, "It's too late for me, my son," and he's like making the final plea to take off the mask. I was absolutely overcome with emotion. It's such a vulnerable performance after he's so menacing for 3 films, and then is human through that. And then of course you've got the taking the mask off, and it's a different actor, and that's the whole thing. But oh man, so was sad to see that news though. What a great long life, 93 years old. I learned today the story of how James Earl Jones overcame a stuttering problem as a kid. You guys know this?
Anthony?
I actually have I have a stutter as well, and it's been an issue for me, and I've gone into public speaking and have a podcast. But it is, if I get really stressed or really tired, or perhaps other things as well can trigger it. But it sounds like his was even more significant. As a child, couldn't communicate, couldn't speak without it, and it was something he overcame to have a huge career as a vocalist. So inspiring, especially for us who podcast, people who talk. The greatest there ever was. So, little moment of silence here from Legends Look Back. Well, with the upcoming release of Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy hitting Disney Plus on September 13th, this is one of these, mini Star Wars Lego films that they've made. This one looks especially wacky with Darth Jar Jar and Jedi Bob. I can't believe I'm saying those words. This looks bonkers. I can't wait to watch it with my kids after school when this hits. This has inspired us to go deep into the Brick universe on this episode. First of all, why Lego? And why are Lego and Star Wars such a perfect brand partnership? For me, the two go hand in hand. What about for y'all?
I mean, it's interesting because you think about when Star Wars and Lego really connected for the first time, and you're talking about the release of Phantom Menace, kind of a new rebirth for Star Wars just generally. And I think when you think about those two brands together, I mean, that was a perfect time for people to literally get their hands on Star Wars, right? I mean, to engage with the franchise, the return of the franchise. I mean, it really was a match made in heaven at that point. And what better way to build some of the biggest kind of jaw-dropping ships and machines of the best franchise ever through Lego. I mean, obviously, there's a reason why it's been around for 25 years.
Yeah, check out my pod racer.
There you go.
Yeah, for audio listeners, I was in fact flashing a pod racer before the camera. The 25th anniversary set, 20th anniversary set from just a few years ago. And so it's a great one. Had a lot of fun building it. I was shocked, Anthony, to hear that Star Wars Lego first debuted in 1999.
Yeah.
That's so late in my mind. I'm baffled.
It is late, and I would have to actually go look into it some more. But I was kind of alluding to it. But that was I think we all understand, as a renaissance for Star Wars when the prequels were starting to be released. You had that essentially 20-year gap, 20-year gap of Star Wars content. Now, of course, you find folks know, of course, there was stuff going on in that period, and we call that Legends material, right?
The dark times.
The
That's
dark
right.
times. But there is some truth to that kind of push to put Star Wars back on the map, and Lego was a big part of that at the time.
Absolutely.
I also admire with Lego, because George Lucas was very much committed to the idea that this was that all the ships should look like you could put them together, like that they made sense mechanically. And I think that is such a perfect marriage with Lego, because it's like this artistic vision meets this everyday application, and it's for all ages. It's a way for like adults who are now revisiting the Star Wars of their youth to share this with their kids. I think it kind of really plays into the nostalgia factor as well, where like they're kind of reliving their dreams of being a kid again, like while building Legos. I think that it makes sense when they released it, and it's obviously a brilliant choice. Whoever made that decision, bravo, we applaud you.
Yeah, well said. Well said. Tied into the nostalgia of it all. It was taking me back, Emily, when I was 10 years old. I remember I would go to the library and I would get a Legends audiobook, on a cassette tape. And I would bring those audiobooks home. I would put them in my little boom box, and I had a big windowsill. I was the only child until right about that time. My brother is 10 and a half years younger than me. And so this is what I did for fun is I would put those audiobooks in. I would listen to like Dark Saber or Rogue Squadron on the the abridged audiobooks, and I would then build stuff with the Legos. And I remember building the Luke Skywalker's Jedi Academy from the Jedi Academy trilogy, built like a Masasi temple out of my Lego. And then I remember like building a Sun Crusher and built all, made all those little minifigures. I had a Mara Jade and a Kip Duron. And you just make them up based on what's in your imagination. And absolutely some of my formative Legends memories are with Lego, even though there's not a lot of Legend-specific Lego. There's some, but some of it's just imagination. How about you all? Do you have a favorite set or a favorite, Star Wars Lego memory personally?
Ooh, and not so much a memory. I got into Star Wars Legos, believe it or not, as long as I've been into Star Wars since I could comprehend film. I got into Star Wars Legos much later. My favorite one is the Imperial Star Destroyer. I'm talking the large collector's Imperial Star Destroyer.
You have that?
Yeah, you don't joke around. You don't joke around.
I do have
with
that,
Lego.
folks. I do have that. Yeah, I can't show you because it's up on the top of my bookshelf, kind of menacing over the rest of the room. But I do have that, and it is my...
Yeah, he has to have a
that's
crew to
sick.
take it down off the shelf.
So cool.
He has to hire movers to get it down off the shelf. That's how big it is. The friend that I went to see Return of the Jedi with the other night, he said that in college, shout out to Aaron Christ, he said that he had no relation. He said that he had the Superstar Destroyer. What's Vader's called? Is it the Devastator?
Executor.
The Executor. He said that he had that.
Wow.
He and a buddy, they both spent like $400 on it in college. It took up like half their dorm room.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
I was like, nerd. Also, that's awesome. Do you have any pictures? Emily, do you have any like childhood memories with Lego in particular? I mean, I know you just got a set recently, but what about hopping in the Wayback Machine?
Back in the day, I remember my brothers were into it a little bit more than I was. We didn't have a lot of Lego for whatever reason. I don't know why that kind of skipped us, but I'm enjoying it now, especially seeing my students get so interested in it. And they're like 10 years old. So I think it's like pretty timeless. Like my son, who's 2, is obsessed with it. The Legos are something we will probably always have in our home just because it's so creative. And like the little minifigures are like, they're the perfect size for like,
They're so expressive too.
they really
so
are.
expressive.
And they're so versatile. I mean, as like a toy for your kids, you can't really do much better. 'Cause it's
There's-
small, they're creative, open-ended for the most part. I also recently learned you can take off the
different hats
arms
on there.
and the hands. Like my kids have been like
Oh, yeah. All of
completely
mine-
deconstructed.
All of mine are missing hands. It's very true to Star Wars.
There's something
Very
there's
true to Star Wars.
There's hands everywhere in my house.
I don't know. There's something endearing about them. It's really hard to explain, but
Yeah.
I'll give you another little fun fact. So I have these on the dashboard of my car. A bunch of Star Wars minifigs.
What do you have them glued?
I have
What?
them dotted, a little like adhesive dot. So I drive a Jeep Wrangler, and if you're a Jeep Wrangler person, you know about like the Jeep ducks, and they're all on the
The
dashboard.
ducks.
I opted to do Star Wars minifigs instead of the Jeep ducks. So that's what I have on my dashboard.
I love that. It's brilliant.
That is, speaking of the impact that they have on kids and how fun it is to, experience them with your children. We just got in our town the first ever Lego store in our state. This was a huge deal. I was very excited because I remember when the first Lego store opened in Oklahoma when I was a teenager. I just so happened to be visiting the state, going to see friends that summer when they were opening the store, and I got to be there for the grand opening. And we as a community, at the grand opening, we were building a life-size R2-D2. So you go to the store for the grand opening, and you got to build a little section the size of a baseball, little instructions, and then you got to put that on R2. And last time I visited, it was still up in the store, like the
Wow.
grand opening life-size R2-D2. I don't know if it's still there or not. It's been a long time since I've visited. Let us know if you're in the Oklahoma City area, if that's still there, or if you know where we can find it on the dark web. That would be awesome. Anyway, so I remember that being.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to put it in the studio. Are you kidding me? I've got a perfect place for one. Yeah.
The assumption being that someone's selling it on the dark web, which is more weird, but okay.
Right. Well, because in my mind, and I got there in a leap that took about 5 seconds, someone stole it in a heist from the Oklahoma City Lego store, in which case they're trying to sell it secretively, and I'm your bias. I don't have a lot of money, but I can teach you biblical Greek if you're interested.
there you go.
Anyway,
It's an even tree.
so how do we get on this?
I don't know.
Stay on target. The grand opening was fun. I want to take my kids. Lego stores, they're fun. You get to go hands-on. You get to... There's stuff to play with in the store. They have sets like on display, and sometimes you can press a button and make them light up, and you can rotate. The employees are always helpful. There's the minifigure tower. It's so cool. So we got one, and we've been an embarrassing number of times since the grand opening. And I let myself go off the chain and just buy whatever Star Wars Lego I wanted on off the leash. There we go, off leash. But it was off the chain. And so I got it's been fun doing it with my kids. They're enjoying picking out a set. My oldest daughter's been getting the Harry Potter sets. My youngest one is a Chaos Agent. She gets random stuff, and you never know what's going to happen. And she got some Animal Crossing sets, and she got some of the Dungeons and Dragons minifigures. Those are wild. Anyway, I got a set. I got from the Rebuild the Galaxy campaign. Got an X-wing and a TIE fighter, and they're legendsy in this regard. You can swap out the wings from the TIE fighter and the X-wing. You can flip-flop them and mix and match to make uglies from the X-wing series. The lore. The uglies, are they true to the name, guys? Looking at this TIE wing, it's an X-wing with TIE fighter
Something wrong
panels.
with that ship.
Yep, it's something, all right. It's something.
It's like better in the pages of a book than it is actually holding it and looking at it in your hands. I'll be putting the wings back where they go in just a minute, but they are, for my money, they're legendsy. They're legendsy. Now, the other fun Legends thing that's happening right now with Lego is Darth Malak has gotten a minifigure. Darth Malak, there's currently a Malak minifig that is bundled. Hold on to your butts, guys. It's bundled with a $100 R2D2.
I'm
So
sorry.
You only get the minifigure if you buy the $100 R2D2. The $100 R2D2 is cool. I like it. I just haven't been able to bring myself to buy it. But the Malak, I mean, I would never do this. But it's selling for like $40 online, just the minifigure alone. And so I'm not going to spend $40 on a minifigure, but I might. Anyway,
I just was looking up Darth
it's fun.
Revan minifigures. Like, I don't know. Maybe I might be able to swing
Yeah,
that.
what's the price on that? $330?
It's not bad. There's one that shows for $4.
No. I'm pretty sure the bagged Revan from 2012 is very expensive.
25, 20, I don't know.
Well, I got to figure out what Emily's got on her hookups
right.
there for those
I just
prices.
looked up
but,
Google Shopping. Maybe they've just got your cookies all mixed up. They're like, this guy will pay more.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe they know I'm a sucker. But it's really, really exciting as a Legends fan for the fact that they're still making a Legends era figure in 2024 as a minifigure. So that's very exciting. But hey, I think we should play a little game. What do you guys think?
Sure.
Yeah.
You sound for a game?
So, first of all, let's break down just some of the history of Star Wars Lego, and then we're going to play a little game with the history of Star Wars Lego. As Anthony said, Lego acquired the Star Wars license in 1998. Then the first wave came out in 99. This was a huge deal. The first wave included 13 sets and one Lego Mindstorms droid developer kit R2-D2, like a functional electronic R2. Very cool, very forward-thinking for 1999. Since then, over 900 sets have been made, over 1,300 minifigures. Star Wars alone.
What?
Star Wars alone. Actually, at Celebration, Emily, do you remember this? At the Lego booth, which was right next to the Utini booth, because
That was
we
a
have
spot.
pull like that, they had a gigantic display of every Star Wars Lego minifigure ever made.
Oh,
What?
Gosh.
Wow.
I've got pictures of it. I'll have to post it
Forgot about
in the
that.
Discord. And what's insane is how many more they've made since then. I mean, how many Baby Yodas are there since then?
More than we
All
need.
different
We know that.
sizes.
They're so small. I've got a tiny one. It's so good. What's funny is I've got I've got a Yoda from the set that I bought in '02. I've got another Yoda from a Clone Wars set, and now I've got Grogu. And my kids play Yoda Family because they're little girls. And so you've got old Yoda and then, Daddy Yoda and Grandpa
That makes
Yoda and
sense.
Baby Yoda. And I hate it so much.
Why?
It's just like abomination. That's not canon,
Oh my
nor Legends. But 1,300 minifigures. There's also been, multiple video games, television series, and of course a couple of movies as well. But let's get into the game. So this is going to be head-to-head, just the two of you. I already know the answers. For our listeners, these two have not seen the answers, and honestly, I'm the one with the cheat sheet, so we're going to see how this goes. Emily, how do you think your chances are here of the Star Wars Lego history face-off that you're about to have with
Oh,
Anthony?
very poor. I don't have a chance.
Anthony, you don't have a great track record of games from your podcasting experience on the Utini Baseball Show.
No, I really don't. And it's funny because I'm so entrenched in baseball, you think I'd be better at that. So let's hope my chances are a little bit better here. And we'll see
I
what
feel
we
like
get.
we're well matched. We're well matched.
I would
It's
say so.
tournament of losers here.
Fair handicaps right now.
Yeah.
All right, and some of these are intuitive.
Okay.
Some of them
Okay.
are going to be absolutely downright impossible.
Great.
But some are fairly intuitive. So, and play along with us at home, listeners. Let us know on Twitter or in the Discord. What's your score? Did you beat Emily or Anthony? Here we go. Number one. What was the Star Wars minifigure who was the first to have a unique head sculpt? So one of the first Lego minifigures to have a unique head sculpt. Perhaps the first, based on the records that I have. The first Star Wars minifigure to have a unique head sculpt. So we're thinking 1999. A
Popcorn or
character.
you're calling us?
A character. Well, yeah, we'll go snake order. So Emily, you're up first. What was the Star Wars minifigure to have a unique head
I'm
sculpt?
gonna go with Yoda.
Yoda, good guess. Now we're thinking Ketris Mitt Yoda from 1999 Phantom Menace. The one that looks like he's seen some stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. I just can't think of like an awkward head on anything else.
All
other
right,
than,
you're
like,
thinking
the
you're
original
thinking the
trilogy.
right direction. You're thinking the right direction, Anthony. What do you think?
I would think it has to be Chewbacca.
Really?
Well, you're both wrong.
Oh.
However, Chewbacca is a notable character in the Lego minifigure world because he was the first one where they put the fur on the headpiece that then goes all the way down to the torso. And that was like they could get the hair to do that. Now they do that all the time. But no, the correct answer, I'll give you a little hint. Ready? No, never. I'm balking. I'm not going to do the voice. It's Jar Jar Binks.
Oh,
Jar
that
Jar.
tracks. Okay.
Yeah.
I saw my life flash before my eyes with that one.
Good for you for letting that pass. You usually don't let that slip away. You usually take all your chances for impressions. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, thank you. Well, you're going to lose this guy. All right. Number two.
Probably you're right.
Who were some of the first minifigures to receive short legs? Shout out to all of our short kings out there. Who were some of the first Lego minifigures, Star Wars, of course, to receive short legs? This is a thing. The knees don't bend. Think Baby
I was
Yoda.
gonna say Yoda.
We're talking minifigures. I guess I gave that one
Yeah,
away.
I mean, it has to be. He's the first short king. We all know, I mean,
All right. So yes, that's true. Keep thinking though. I need two more answers. Short legs of Star Wars minifigures. They all came out in 2000.
Watto.
Good guess, Emily.
R2.
No, the correct answers here would be Boba Fett because he's young Boba, right? Attack of the Clones. Young Boba.
Interesting.
Dad, Tonwee's here. That Yoda. And Freddy as Boba Fett. Of course, Freddy and Daniel Logan sharing some similarities in appearance, not in stature, however. Freddy is normal sized. And I'm getting off course. Ewoks. Ewoks also have short
Wow.
legs.
Yeah. This is going great.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
Yay.
Yeah, so the score is we're gonna go with one. It's tied at 1-1 because you both got Yoda.
Sounds good. I feel like it's a pity point, but I'll take it.
No, I mean, that is it my fault that you both got that because I leaked it, or would you have got
I
there
feel like it's a group win.
otherwise?
Like,
Yeah,
I feel like
for
we're
sure.
all
It's a group win.
because we
That's
know
right.
it now. Like,
High five all around.
yeah.
It's a participation Yoda, is what it is.
Yeah, it's a participation, Yoda.
All right, you're not getting a medal like Chewbacca. Here we go. Number 3. Who received the first unique Lego hairpiece in 20 years? First unique Lego hairpiece in 20 years was a Star Wars character. Who was
So,
it?
Is this more clarification? Is this the first Lego piece to ultimately receive a different hairpiece?
The first Lego minifigure to receive a unique hairpiece in 20 years was a Star Wars character. Correct. Who was it?
I feel like you've also leaked this one.
Oh. Hey, now.
I mean,
You're an all-star, but no. I don't think I've leaked it.
I feel like Vader's the easy answer,
I was gonna say
Wasn't his
Chewbacca.
hair all burned off on Mustafar?
but hold on now. Technically, the hair piece would be his helmet.
It's a helmet. That's not hair. Wrong. Emily?
Okay, I'm torn between Chewbacca and Amidala,
Ooh.
Okay. Okay.
but I'm gonna go with
Which
I'm
one?
gonna
Which
go
is
with
your
Chewbacca.
answer? They're both wrong.
No!
But great guess. Great guess. Chewbacca is a historic figure with a decorative headpiece, but no, it's Qui-Gon Jinn. Qui-Gon Jinn. I actually have this one from 1999.
Really?
Qui-Gon. It's a great hairpiece. Fantastic hairpiece. However, this piece has been so played with. His cape is so frayed now. I've played the heck out of this toy. I remember buying this with my lawn mowing money back in the day. Qui-Gon Jinn. Next question. Who are the figures who have received the most minifigures over the past 25 years? Figures with the most minifigures. And I am looking for my answer on my cheat sheet. I have found it. So, have you found it in your brain, though? That's the question.
All right,
Emily, you're up
Darth
first.
Vader.
Accepting multiple answers here, so you get to make 3 guesses. 3 guesses.
All right, I'm gonna all at once.
Sure.
All right, Darth Vader, Obi-Wan, and
For one more.
huh?
Looking for one more.
And Darth Maul.
Darth Maul. All 3 of those wrong, according to my
What?
list, but nice try.
Wow, I thought I'd get at least
This is
one.
from
Wow.
It's from an official 20-year nostalgia piece from Lego.com.
Wow.
So
Oh my
it's a few
gosh.
years outdated. There's a chance here that some of yours have crept up, but all right.
Okay,
Anthony,
I'm gonna go.
What do you
I'm
think?
gonna go Luke Skywalker. I'm gonna go Clone Troopers.
That's your 2 for 2 so far. You're 2 for 2.
No, I told you you're
And-
gonna beat me.
I'm gonna say Stormtroopers. I wouldn't consider those the same. I consider those different.
I don't have that one
Okay.
on my list. Don't have that one. But yeah, I've got Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Clone Troopers, Battle Droids, but the number 1 is R2-D2.
I was
Oh,
gonna
that's
put
good.
that, but I was like, I've never seen one. I was thinking of the ones I've seen like at people's houses, but no.
The sad thing is I used to have an R2, and I don't know where it is, and that's going to drive me bonkers. You know what I do have? I've got a new droid that came with this little Lego set. It's an astromech, but it's like Ronald McDonald colored.
Oh, nice.
It's red and yellow, and its code is L3G0. L3G0.
Lego.
That's
So-
great.
Love it. I'm calling him Ronald McDonald, but L3G0. Okay, let's see here. I've got some other good ones. We'll go with just a few more here. Emily, do you think you should get 2 points for that or just 1?
For what? I don't think I've gotten a
You got
single
2
one
out of
right.
3. No, him. Anthony.
Oh,
I'll give
okay.
you a
I
vote
asked
here.
you about Anthony. I was like, I'm like 0 for 0. Like, I've got a pity participation point, and that's it. He should get 2 points for that because he got 2 of the 3.
All right. Anthony's up 3-1. 3-1. Here we go. Who was one of the first minifigures to have double-sided face decoration? Double-sided face decoration.
Can I go second?
Wow. Yeah, and you take your time because I've got to find the answer. Okay, I've got it. This is tough. This
Do we
is
get
tough. This
one
is
guess or
not-
2 guesses on this one?
You can have 3
Ooh.
because none of your guesses are going to be right.
Okay, that's bold. All right.
Yay.
Honestly, if you get this right, you just instantly win the game. This is going to be very tough to get. Let me see hands in the air. No Googling. Hands in the air. Hands where I can see them. Okay.
Let's see.
It looks like they're giving praise hands.
Jazz hands. All right, here we go. Okay, I'm just gonna out of a cannon here. I think Padme.
Okay, that's an
And
answer.
Then Emperor Palpatine. And then I'm gonna go with Mace Windu.
Super wrong. Think C tier characters, Emily. C tier. Think deeper in the well.
Great.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not obvious
That's obviously
characters.
my forte.
Yeah.
But it is a character from a Star Wars film.
Oh man.
A double-sided
First minifigure,
face decoration.
double-sided face. Not to be confused with double-sided lightsabers. Darth Maul, obviously. But in Legends, it's Exar Kun, the character.
I have
minifigure.
another guess when she's done.
Okay. Now, what's crazy is so many minifigures have double-sided faces now.
Yeah.
Like most of them. All the recent ones I've gotten with my kids have the double-sided face, which is funny because my mom used to tell me she had eyes in the back of her head. And then, sure enough, the Legos did, and I was like, what if she's telling the truth? Yeah, spin that face around. All right, Emily, your guesses. Double-sided face. Go.
When you said C tier, that took like all of my questions away. Like I don't even know if I remember the names of C tier characters at this point. I'm so little sleep. Can I give my answers to Anthony? I feel like he's
Sure.
got a better shot.
Why
One of
not?
us might as well get
If you're
some points.
conceding,
All
the
right, all right.
point-
I'm gonna throw. You said C tier, and this is literally. I'm thinking about this because of the actual character and what happens in the film. Zam Wessel.
No way.
Is it
Is
it?
that it?
Yes,
Anthony wins. Anthony
because
wins.
she actually changes her face. It just makes all the sense. She's transformed. The
You
shapeshifter.
win. I bow down.
I said it was an instant win. I've got so many more questions.
We'll keep going. This is
Okay.
we're having fun here.
No.
Just ask Anthony. Like I'll chime in, but I
got
think
2
Anthony's
more.
got it.
This is like victory lap here. All right, two more questions here. In 2011, I can't believe he freaking got that, but he got it after he'd already guessed his other one, so he doesn't get it.
That's fair.
No, he gets
All
a
right.
point. He got it.
In 2011, with a length of 124 centimeters, I don't know what that is in correct measurement, which is inches.
Correct.
Anyway, with a length of 124 centimeters, what was the longest Lego product ever made? Is it still the longest to this day? I don't know, but what was the longest in 2011 with 124 centimeters long? What do you think?
Superstar Destroyer?
I think.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
She got
Did
it.
I really?
That's right.
Yeah.
The UCS Ultimate Collector Series Superstar
Nice.
Destroyer
Heck yeah.
set 10221 was 124 centimeters. That was the one that my buddy Aaron had in his dorm room, which I'm pretty sure is longer than like a dorm room bed. 124 centimeters
All right.
long. That's fantastic. Love that. And need to see it. All right. And then finally, so Anthony's got a 4-2 lead. So yeah, Emily can't win. But here we go. What Lego Star Wars set has the most pieces? Oh, it's a 2-part question. So it's possible, Emily.
Ooh,
it's possible to tie it up. What Lego set? And Anthony gets the first guess. What Lego Star Wars set has the most pieces?
I think I may know this, and if I don't, I'm going to embarrass myself because it's something that I actually tried to know when I read about it months ago. I'm going to say it's the Collector's Edition Millennium Falcon.
I'm looking up the answer on my cheat sheet, so we can.
As far as the pieces, it's got to be like 5,200.
5,200 is his guess for the Millennium Falcon. Okay, Emily, what's your guess?
That sounds good to me, Jared. Bring it home.
What, you're gonna try to piggyback on his answer? I do have that is correct as the most pieces in a set, the Collector's Edition Millennium Falcon with 7,000.
Wow,
7,000.
I would not have guessed that. I probably would have gone with that Superstar Destroyer option again.
Man,
Over that, and that's honestly, I would have thought that or the Death Star.
Yeah.
Oh,
I forgot about the Death Star one.
Yeah, so good game. Round of applause all
Good
around. I enjoyed that thoroughly. Anthony absolutely crushed his first
You really
appearance
did.
here.
Well done.
On the game.
You really belong here, Anthony.
So
thank you.
that was fantastic when he got there in the end. I don't think I ever with 100 guesses could have got Zam Wessel.
That was impressive. That was the highlight of the show.
When you said sea level, I started playing the film in my brain at that point.
That's smart thinking.
It
It really is. Well, let's rattle down a few more fun facts here, though not in the game format here. Just a few more fun facts in the history of Star Wars Lego. Emily, why don't you lead us off with Darth Vader?
The fave. Darth Vader minifigure has changed many times over the years, but his helmet remained unchanged from 1999 to 2015. But they changed it in 2015.
Yeah, apparently so.
Interesting.
I'm pretty sure I've got 2 or 3 Vaders. They fight each other all the time. There's a lot of limbs that have been lost in the process.
I would love to see
Vader
like
doesn't.
stage by stage documentation of like the lives that your minifigs lead aside from their actual Star Wars roles.
It's a lot of like right now I've currently got a Gamorrean that's piloting an X-wing, so that's fun. It's very Wraith Squadron coded. The Vader minifigure, what's crazy is the one that I first got way back in the early 2000s. It had a gray head underneath. It was the gray Sebastian Shaw, old man Vader. But then when Revenge of the Sith came out, I got a Vader that was like cream-colored face, like a more freshly scarred Vader face.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of disturbing. I prefer the gray.
Yeah.
But the gray is also kind of a statement. Anyway, let's move along. Talk about the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, so we were just talking about the Ultimate Collector Series Millennium Falcon, and it actually spent a day in a sauna since it couldn't fit into the ovens that they traditionally use to quality check a product's resistance towards sunlight. They put that Millennium Falcon in a sauna.
So good. I would love a sauna. That sounds awesome. This one's fun because I just got a cockpit. I just got an X-Wing myself, so this is fun. The 7191 X-Wing fighter, the cockpit windshield element is based on a mold for a 4.5-volt battery box from a Lego train set. So that's how they came up with that. It's based on a train set box. I love how creative they are.
I love it.
They have to be at Lego. Emily, what's up next?
The 24 minifigures and droids included in the 10188 set enabled fans to reenact almost every single scene taking place on the Death Star. Interesting.
It's so cool. Is that the one from Spider-Man? The Death Star that his buddy drops on the floor? Pretty sure it is. It's a great set.
What?
And it's in one of the Spider-Man movies. His buddy...
Oh, okay. Your brain was like going like way over here, and I was still on like Star Wars. It's like I don't think Spider-Man's in Star Wars. I'm pretty sure.
No, Star Wars is in Spider-Man.
Oh,
that's my
right.
point.
Okay, I don't know if I've seen them yet. I need to watch
the Death
them.
Star. It's I think it was the first one with Tom Holland, but I'm clearly out of my element. Save us, Anthony. Take us on. To
Well,
the next
Jared, you were talking about this earlier. In set 7190, they're included in that set the first version of the Chewbacca minifigure. It was a challenging design until the design team actually came up with the idea of creating a head with fur covering with fur covering the back and the front of the torso, which has been used in many figure designs since. So,
Yeah, that's so interesting. I just love that they were like trying to problem solve
Right.
that in the shop, and the way they ended up doing it is like standard across the board now on similar characters. It's so cool. I've definitely got a Chewbacca around here somewhere. I've got Emily will love this. I've got all my Star Wars minifigures in a mason jar because I'm Southern like that.
We made butter in a mason jar this week in class.
You absolutely would. Don't you like always drink your water out of mason jars at home?
Yep, we got one right here.
There you go.
Locked and loaded.
Always prepared.
Locked and loaded. All right, one more fun fact here. In 2013, the world's largest Lego model, a 1-to-1 replica of the Lego Star Wars X-Wing Starfighter, was revealed in New York Times Square. The massive replica took 32 master builders. It's 5.3 million Lego bricks and over 17,000 hours to complete. Also taking bids on the dark web for that one.
sounds like
How
a
would
great
they
time.
get it out?
How to find it?
Yeah, what do you do with it at that point? Because you're not deconstructing it, or
yeah.
are you?
You glue it. I imagine like CA glue, and then you put it on a pod. You know the company Pods.
Yeah.
The pod, and then helicopter it out of there.
Yeah. Okay.
Would
Straight to
love
my
to
house,
been
put it in the
would
backyard.
love to have been 3 of the master builders who ran to Hobby Lobby to get the glue for that piece. That would have been
Oh my
that would
gosh.
love to have been there for that.
Yeah, we're gonna need an entire truckload of glue. So good. Well, let's talk just briefly here before we wrap it up about legends in Lego. There's some fun history here, and maybe there's more that I don't know. And so if you do know, listeners, let us know and help us to fill in the gaps in our knowledge. As far as I know, 4 sets were released in 2012 as part of the Old Republic campaign, coinciding with the Old Republic massive multiplayer online video game, and also there's book and comic tie-ins. You know, we love the Old Republic here on Legends Look Back. This wave included the Fury-class Interceptor, the Republic Striker Starfighter, Republic Troopers versus Sith Troopers, and the Jedi Defender-class Cruiser. And if Rick or Freddie were here, they would know exactly what all of that means. But I don't. So, maybe some of you do. I imagine these are hard to track down, and these would be fun collectible pieces. What's especially fun about this, and some of these characters come up in Legends books even, there's a lot of minifigures, part of that Old Republic campaign. We've got Satele Shan, there's a Jedi Consular, you can get Shea Vizsla, Darth Malgus, Darth Marr, and T-701, the Astromech droid. There's several others. There's a Republic Trooper. It sounds like a great wave of figures that came out with the Old Republic. So let us know, anybody, if you've got any of those, and post your pics in the Discord. So as we wrap it up, guys, there's seriously some great stuff being done still to this day with Lego Star Wars. Out of the currently available Star Wars Lego sets, maybe you've got to do a little Google. I should have put a link for you in the notes. I didn't. Out of the currently available options of Star Wars Lego sets, which ones would you personally be most tempted to buy and build? I know my answer, locked and loaded, but, I'm interested. Anthony, you're kind of a high roller with the Legos. What you been eyeing?
This is going to come as no surprise. I really, that Ultimate Collector Series Millennium Falcon's the top of the list. One day.
The top
It
dog.
is the top dog. I have my eye on that. Don't know when that's going to happen, but it's certainly going to happen one day.
I've got a Lego Falcon, but I think it's the one from Rise of Skywalker. It's great. I do love it. It's got a perfect place on the top of one of my bookshelves in the studio. It's always, like, when people come in here for a tour, it's always one of the first things they go to.
Oh,
They're just like, oh, and they're drawn all the way in, and they grab it, and unless it's a kid, and they say, can I hold it? And I say, no.
No kid.
No,
No, you may not.
sometimes I pull it down. Sometimes I pull it down. Just depends on the mood, and let's be honest, it depends on the kid. Emily, what about you? If you were to pick out any random Star Wars Lego set that's available today, what would you pick?
Well, I'm trying to educate myself on what actually is available. My first thought was like the Chimera, hands down. That would be my number one.
Oh, I don't think that's out
It's
there.
That
not.
would be awesome.
They have like God Bricks sells one but it looks pretty lame. So,
Shots fired.
aside from that, I feel like the Death Star would be a close second for me. I don't know. I love the Imperial stuff. Like, it's got to be like a Star Destroyer for me, or like the Death Star or something.
They've got some really classy. They're not huge. They're
The diorama-sized
maybe
ones?
a foot long. Yeah, of and they're complex. They're not like baby sets by any means.
sets.
Of lots of
Losers.
classic. I don't know how to describe these things. Yeah. They've got one for like General Grievous's the Malevolent Hand.
Yeah.
There's the Tantive 4. There's a Super Star Destroyer like that would look really classy, I think, on like the front lip of a bookshelf.
Okay.
I say that because I've pictured them all on the front lips of all my bookshelves, and I've thought about getting a bunch of them, but I haven't. The set that's most compelling for me personally is this comes as no surprise, the Yavin 4 Rebel Base.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's the theme of my Star Wars room. They've got this
Definitely.
great set. It comes with a Y-wing, which sucks. I hate Y-wings, but it would be cool to have it sitting out in the hangar, and I would put a few X-wings out there. Maybe a A-wing. Might get an E-wing to put out there too. Anyway,
That would be really cool.
Love the Yavin. I've asked for it for my birthday, like I'm 10 years old. I asked my wife for a Lego set, so fingers crossed, everybody. Send me your good vibes, if you will. Thoughts and prayers. Well, Anthony, thanks for joining us this episode. It's been a ton of fun. We've loved having you.
It sure has. Thanks for having me, guys. Anytime I can hop on Legends Look Back, let me know. Happy to do so.
Of course. Emily, tell the good folks what is coming up next on Legends Look Back.
Yes. So the next episode, we are going to be on Tuesday, September 23rd. We're going to be doing the Dark Journey Round Table. Can't wait to continue our
pinkest
foray into the
Star Wars
New
book.
Jedi Order.
Yeah, with that bright pink cover. This is a weird one. It's kind of fun. I like it, but it's weird. Dying to get into this. So that'll do it for this week's episode of Legends Look Back. If you're looking for other podcasts to expand your fandom, be sure to check out the rest of the lineup in the Utini Network, including the Cosmic Forest, the Star Wars Archives, the Utini Show, the Utini Canon Book Club, and for Anthony, check out that the back catalog of the Utini Baseball Show. Rest in peace. Shout out to the Utini Baseball Show. The Utini Baseball Show was a real one. We loved it. And thank you to the proud members of the United on Patreon. Special thank you to Brian Dooley, Carl Sander, and Michael Fry on the High Council, James T., Ashley Ingalls, and Colton Fife at our Captain tier for their amazing support. Catch us every other Tuesday night at 8:30 Central at youtube.com/@UtiniVault. Ring that bell if you want to get notified whenever we go live. Remember to sub to the channel, leave us a review in your podcast platform of choice, all that good stuff. If you want your thoughts read on the show, you can email us at legendslookback@utini.com. We're also on Twitter at legendslookback. Let's keep the party going and hop on over on Discord, where we're keeping conversation with other Utinians about this week's episode in the #LegendsBooks channel. Well, that'll be it for us. Thanks for being with us. Keep exploring, keep sharing, and let's keep on expanding the universe together. May the Force be with you.
This is a Utini broadcast.